The story of Princess Kaguya, an old Japanese folklore that during my research for this video, I learned had a ton of different iterations. So I could technically use the oldest one I can link. I'm gonna use the iteration I heard the story first from, which is the one that Kaguya-sama Love is War based theirs off of. Though I'll be sure to keep it short for those of you with short attention spans and those of you who want to get to the meat and potatoes of the video. Though obviously if you don't really care about this lore drop, I'll put a timestamp at the top corner somewhere. There once was an old bamboo cutter who came across a glowing bamboo stalk. Once he cut it, inside was an infant about the size of his thumb. He returned to his home, and him and his wife would raise it as their own and named her Kaguya. She would bring about good fortune, as whenever the man cut down bamboo, a small golden nugget would reside within it. The old couple would soon grow rich, and within 3 months, Kaguya had already grown into a woman with unrivaled beauty. With this beauty would also come 5 suitors determined to make her their own, though Kaguya, who was uninterested in any of them, would give them each impossible challenges they'd all fail, until eventually even the Emperor of Japan caught wind of her and immediately fell in love and proposed, though Kaguya refuses him, claiming as she's not from this country, so she can't go back to the palace with him. Though she continues to refuse his proposals, they do keep in touch through letters over 3 years. Though as time went on, she would gaze at the moon with such tearful eyes, eventually revealing to her parents that she's not from Earth, but from the moon, where she would soon be forced to return. As the day of her return under the full moon approaches, the Emperor sends all his guards to protect Kaguya from the moon people. Though as the heavenly beings descend, a light blinds the troops. Kaguya would announce that she loves those she's made connection with on Earth, though she must return to the moon, only leaving behind her own robe for her parents and a small elixir of immortality for the Emperor. It is then said when the heavenly emissaries put a feather robe on her, all the sadness and compassion for the Earth and its inhabitants disappeared as she ascended to the moon. Her parents grew sad and bedsick, while the Emperor had his men burn the elixir on the mountain closest to the heavens, hoping Princess Kaguya received his message, that he can't possibly imagine a life without her. The story is honestly bittersweet, but hey, that's just most folklore for you, I'm gonna be honest. Although if you believe that such an ending sucks, and instead you'd make different decisions, fight for Kaguya more, or even venture to the moon to bring her back if you had to, then congratulations, you're exactly like Miyuki Shirogane from Love is War, and Iroha Sakayori from Cosmic Princess Kaguya. Now, I by no means plan to make this video an analysis or even a retrospective for the movie, but a gateway. As the title states, I want to become that bridge that gets those who are on the fence or those who didn't even know this movie existed to double down and give it a watch, which is exactly what I plan to do by delving into 2 of its biggest strong points, the characters and the animation. Now, if the parallels to the original Princess Kaguya story that I'll bring up soon aren't enough to draw you to this movie, then maybe the magnificent animation distributed to bring the story alive will. Between the serene coloring to the beautiful Neo-like Tokyo environment within the virtual world of Tsukuyomi, and the drop-dead gorgeous Sakuga, this movie is a 3-course meal for the eyes. Though I honestly can't be too surprised considering the past works of the director Shingo Yamashita? Got it. Okay, first attempt, let's go. Anyways, showing off his talents through multiple different openings we all know and love. Whether it be through Chainsaw Man's creative first opening, through the use of both 3D and 2D animation, along with the references to old movies, Jujutsu Kaisen's striking first opening with dynamic coloring, shading, and symbolism, and even the 13th opening for Naruto Shippuden, which displayed his abilities to deliver mesmerizing fight scenes within the little time he was given. And all these aspects come together within this film, bundling into a visual masterpiece despite this being his first ever directed film. The characters always feel alive, there's never moments where the world feels stagnant or lifeless. Though they aren't even the main part of the film, the fights he's able to create within this virtual world generally are some of the best I've ever seen. Though, taking a step back from the stellar animation, it's obvious that what makes this movie shine is its cast of characters, mainly the 2 leads, Iroha and Kaguya. Iroha Sakayori, the seemingly perfect high school girl and part-time worker, who under the surface is actually under a lot of stress as she's living alone in an apartment and paying her own school tuition after an argument with her mom. We learn how she prefers to keep a low profile within the digital space she escapes into until the arrival of our second protagonist, Kaguya. Kaguya, like Shirogane, doesn't agree with the ending given at the end of the folklore, as she believes Princess Kaguya deserves to get her own happy ending. So before being taken back to the moon, she vows to create her own happy ending with Iroha by winning the Yachio Cup. Basically a competition run by the top AI idol Yachia with the reward of being her first ever live collab partner. Honestly, these two have such a stellar dynamic and play off each other perfectly, as Kaguya progressively gets Iroha out of her shell and allows her to face her troubled past and come to terms with it. Along with a little bit of Yuri bait, cause it's an anime movie with girl leads. You can't have no Yuri bait. Like, come on, it's basically a rule at this point. And while I definitely love to go on, I'm gonna have to stop myself right there, as going more into the movie would unsurprisingly actually spoil a lot of it. I really hope this movie somewhat piqued your interest and that you'll at least give it a shot. After thinking it over, I feel like this might be within my top 3 anime movies of all time, though honestly I'd have to rank them again just to make sure, but here's my top 10 that's popping up on the screen. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel a lot and I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, that's all from me and I'll see you guys next weekend.